Story comes to us from CNN.com. The family of a Mississippi man who was fatally struck by a Jackson Police Department cruiser in March of this year, but who only found out about it 6 months later after he had been buried, want his body exhumed and independently autopsied. So this guy basically got struck by a Jackson Police Department cruiser. Then he got buried, and his family didn't even know. How about that? Is that what's going on there? The Jackson Police Department, who confirmed that Wade was struck by a department vehicle, claimed there was no ill intent in delaying the next of kin notification. We just didn't care. They said, while this is a very tragic and unfortunate accident, our investigation found no malicious intent by any Jackson police staff. On March 5th of this year, officers were dispatched to I-55 South where there were reports of an accident involving a pedestrian. The victim died, however. Officers were unable to identify him at the time. Days later, the coroner's office was able to identify the victim as Dexter Wade by way of medication found in his pocket. So Jackson police said its efforts to notify Wade's family were stymied by outdated contact information. Police statement reads, contact information for Mr. Wade was outdated, and neither the coroner's office nor investigating officers were able to make contact with Mr. Wade's family. Missing persons officers did not know that pedestrian's victim from March 5th was the same person reported missing March 14th. The Jackson police statement reads, our sincerest prayers and condolences go out to the Wade family in the death of their loved one. We don't care about your statement. Take your statement and shove it. We don't want you around here no more. Wade's mother, however, is dubious about that sincerity. I am too. Betterston Wade said, I asked them for help. Time after time they told me they couldn't find nothing. If the authorities knew his name from day one and I filed on day 14 that he was missing, all they had to do was say, Mr. Wade is down in the morgue. Benjamin Crump, civil rights attorney who was representing the Wade family, said that he plans to file a petition to have Wade's body exhumed from the Paupers field where he'd been buried. He was buried in the Paupers field. That's where they bury people that are poor and they don't know who you are. You're a pauper. It's so sad. Crump said in a news release that Wade's current grave is marked by a pole and a number in the field. That's what they do in Paupers field. Your number 852. He said after Wade's body is exhumed, they would facilitate an independent autopsy and then provide him with a proper funeral and burial. Crump said, we are never going to let Dexter Wade be swept under the rug. And that's kind of what happened. Dexter Wade basically got hit by a police cruiser, and then they were unable to notify the next of kin. So they buried him in Paupers field, hoping to literally bury that he was hit by a police cruiser. What happened to the cops that hit him? They hit a pedestrian. Well, you're supposed to yield to emergency vehicles. Really? Did they have their lights going?